Hello everybody and welcome back. This is JudiciousFire. I'm on the iOS server. I'm going to be looking at what I consider to be the 18 best heroes in the game. I'm going to be looking at why each one of them is a home run hitter, just as his or herself, but also why they work so well together as a team. I'm going to be looking at the talent selections, recommended talents, insignias, recommendations as far as they're concerned, as well as pets and pet placement, and why, when these combinations come together, why they make such formidable heroes. I had previously done a video entitled "The Sweet 16," my 16 favorite heroes in the games. The ones that I think can take on pretty much any game mode, your go-to heroes. I chose the number 16 because we have a game mode in Castle Clash called Lost Battlefield, and it is the game mode that requires us to use the most number of heroes. We're using 15 heroes at any given time. Now, the argument can be made that in Fortress Feud we're using far more heroes, but those heroes consistently refresh over time. I'm talking about dedicating 15 heroes to Lost Battlefield. You need that in order to engage in all the game modes in Castle Clash. I would also add Pumpkin Duke because Pumpkin Duke is essential for so many of the boss fights, goblin fights, demon fights, and many of the steps and ladders to this game. So I was going with the Sweet 16, but now we have something different in this game. We have a tremendous selection of pets. I like a very user friendly game. I don't like a lot of switcheroo, changing talents, changing insignias around, pets around. So, what I have consistently done over these last couple of months is I have assigned pretty much permanently one pet to every hero, and we have 18 pets in the game. So, what I'm using over these months and whittling it down to my favorites, I'm using 18 heroes in a variety of game modes, and I'm finding myself actually using those 18 rather than just relegating myself to what used to be 16. As I go over the pets, I am for the most part permanently assigning these pets to these heroes and giving them one or two choices of insignia, and typically one talent that I run with the majority of the time. And that's really what the purpose of these videos are. Best heroes and how we can make them the best for all game modes. We're going to call this the Evil 18, okay? Because when these 18 heroes work with one another, some truly diabolical stuff happens. I'm just going to go in the order of my queue in the altar. I'm going to look at 6 heroes in each of 3 installments in this series for a total of 18, the Evil 18. I'm going to start with Commodora. And Commodora is a hero that can be, if used properly, a game changing hero. She can wipe out a team all by herself, she can wipe out a base all by herself. She has a skill that is activating only when she's being attacked. She has got to be in the front row of your team, whether that be Lost Battlefield or the first hero that you're dropping out there on the board during an attack. She needs to be under attack. That's how you get her drop anchor skill to activate. I have found that Vital Boon does a great job. Unlike Sacred Light, it's not going to reduce damage, and I don't want that on Commodora. She reflects damage. I want her to continue to do that at her peak, so I find that Vital Boon, it gives her plenty of extra health to keep her alive, and also gives her a 60% chance to remove the enemy's buffs. And because she's up in front taking damage and fighting up on the front line, that skill is going to be activating in combat. I find just by the allocation of pets that I had AVR to place upon her. She gets a 65% chance to do a tremendous amount of damage to somebody there in the front row, and even silence that person for 3 out of 4 seconds, rendering that hero unable to activate his or her skill. As far as insignias, I am using survival on the majority of my heroes. It's my favorite insignia by far. It gives any hero the ability to heal. Now, the negation of damage is going to interfere with her reflect, certainly, but it makes up for it in the fact that she's not just going to be healing because of her skill. She's going to be healing because of the survival insignia as well. It's a double heal. It keeps her alive and keeps her doing what she does best. Let's take a look at her attributes at Breakthrough 20. She's doing about 27,000 damage. She's up at 822 health. Her stats, a good solid accuracy. I'm trying to stay away from dodge. She reflects damage. I don't want her to dodge hits. I want her to take hits and remain alive. Go to her equipment. I have a victory lunge on her. She's going to be reflecting 15% of incoming damage all the time and increasing her health. And as far as her traits are concerned, I went with health to keep her alive. A little bit of accuracy never hurts. And I don't roll 1950s. I always keep 2 slots open and roll 450s until I get 2 acceptable 5s. And I came up with crit and accuracy on those last 2, and I'm more than happy with that. Our next hero in the Evil 18, what have we got? Oh, my dear friend, Demogorgon. Demogorgon has taken a lot of flack over the years. A retired dragon, an old dragon, yesterday's dragon. No, 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 oh, no. Demogorgon makes Guild Wars a pleasure, okay? Makes Guild Wars not only a game mode without any worry that I'm ever going to go over 50%, but a game mode where I can feel confident that the heroes on the board aren't going to hurt my heroes, because Demogorgon will blind them. No hero in the game is immune to Demogorgon's blind, and he is striking 6 heroes at a time. I'm not out for his damage. I'm out for his ability to blind the enemy. So, I do a Sacred Light 90% of the time. I typically outfit every hero with 1 offensive and 1 defensive talent. The offensive talent, the rare times I use an offensive talent on Demo, I want it to be Wicked Armor, because he is going to be taking in a lot of reflect damage. But typically I am running him with Sacred Light. I am running him typically with Piblob. It pairs very well. He's blinding. Piblob is reducing the accuracy of the enemy. I'm running him with a survival all the time, giving him the chance to heal. He does not heal on his own. Now he does with survival. He is doing about 27,000 damage. Even at Breakthrough 20, he's at 680, yeah, certainly. But he is somebody you've got to run defensively. If you're using him in Infernal Summit 4, as I do every time, I'm always running him defensively. And I'm running him with a Victory Lunge for the extra damage, the reflection of damage. And I've got him dodged out as much as I can, a little bit of crit, a little bit of accuracy. I say better not to take hits at all by having a high dodge rate than to have extra health and just take a little bit less damage as far as your health pool is concerned. I'd rather not get hit than not get hit hard. So that is a hero I have no problem with putting the dodge on, because nothing in his skill is required to actually be hit or be attacked in combat. Third, we're going to go with Pumpkin Duke, because Pumpkin Duke is absolutely essential for this game. Currently on paper, his best energy generation talent would be Regenerate. Pumpkin Duke, you want his skill to keep going on and on and on. That's why he's there, for no other reason. Not to do damage, not to defend, not to hang out with the buddies, but just to use his skill. He has no cooldown, so he can keep using his skill again and again and again on top of itself. That's called stacking. The way that you can get to maximum stacks on paper is by using Regenerate. Now, Regenerate is geared towards more of a, what they call a static hero. The bad guy, the boss, isn't moving around, okay? And Pumpkin Duke isn't moving around. Pumpkin Duke is right next to the boss, beating on the boss, constantly rejuvenating his skill and making it fire again and again and stacking. Uh, as far as like a dungeon is concerned, where Pumpkin Duke is going to be moving around the board, he's going to be moving from building to building. He might go a few seconds where he's not touching any buildings at all. He's walking around a wall where it's non static targets, where the targets are in different locations and Pumpkin Duke has to move to them. On paper, then Empower would be the best. So, Empower when your Pumpkin Duke is moving around, uh, and Regenerate when your Pumpkin Duke is standing still. I run Regenerate. As a defensive talent, I run Sacred Light, and that is fantastic. It got me through all the Forgotten Trial series. Pumpkin Duke still activates his skill. He's not quite as fast, he doesn't stack quite as high, but he stays alive a long time, and he stays a part of your team during those long, long battles. I typically run him with Eulophant to give him the chance to get a higher dodge rate, to stay away from stun towers, stuff like that, the things that shut him down. As far as insignias are concerned, 9 times out of 10, I'm putting the Empower on him. The talent that will fuel him up with energy if he's moving around in a certain situation. Again, I want user friendly. I don't want to have to keep changing things around. I want to be able to just launch into battle and take care of business. Uh, Pumpkin Duke, let's see, at Destiny, or excuse me, Breakthrough 20, he's going at 32,000 basically damage. Only about 600,000 health. I mean, only, but that's Pumpkin Duke is one of the original heroes. Now, I thought to myself, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put as much accuracy and as much dodge into the guy as possible. If he's taking on a boss or a demon that has a high dodge rate, he's still going to be able to hit, activate his skill. If he's taking on the vice versa, he's going to be able to stay out of trouble. Unbridled Fury to get him going fast. This will add to his speed, uh, or at least his attack speed generation. It's going to, as far as his traits are concerned, it's going to be accuracy and dodge. I got a 3 accuracy at 5 level and a 3 dodge at 5 level. Keep him at a danger, and when he is activating, make sure he continues to activate so he gets that stack. Let's go to hero number 4. Oh, we got ourselves our buddy Anubis. Okay, Anubis is a guy who just liquidates hundreds of enemies at a time. He's like taking over an evil guy taking over a corporation. Okay, he liquidate everybody on the workforce. He hits 100 heroes at a time. A great pairing with him is Reapster. Reapster activates when the hero's under attack. Anubis is typically under attack. Anubis has 3 lives, a chance to revive multiple times. Reapster activates a shade, an extra summoned sprite in battle to aid Anubis, and that happens when Anubis dies. Well, he dies multiple times, so you get multiple uses out of Reapster when Anubis is paired with that particular pet. Oftentimes, I'm saying 75% of the time, I'm running him in Sacred Light. I like the extra health. I like the damage reduction. Unholy Pact would be his offensive talent by far. Don't worry about the damage increase that you get from Unholy Pact. The downside of it, the man's got 3 lives. Okay, he's going to be just fine. But I like the fact that Anubis, he does all these things, but he also does this. Let's take a look. He does. All right, hero transforms. Gains immunity to silence and calamity, so Ares isn't going to shut down this particular part of his skill. And he reduces damage received by 80%. He does damage to all enemies equal to 12% of their hit points, reviving at 80%. He reduces the enemy's attack damage by 47%. I mean, just let's look at that particular part. 100 enemies on the board get their attack reduced by 47% for 10 seconds with a cooldown of 8 seconds. Well, the skill activation is longer than the cooldown. So the whole time you're using Anubis, you're going to get a 47% reduction from the enemy in the amount of damage that they can do to you. He is a guy that the point was that he is a guy I want to keep alive with some extra health and a little bit of damage reduction in the times that his damage reduction skill at 80% is not activating. Uh, I'm running him with two different insignias at all times. Anubis is an auto proc hero. With Empower, he is able to activate his skill again and again and again without directly being attacked. He can just stand there and keep doing his skill. So for Infernal Summit 4, for uh, base defense, maybe Guild Wars base defense, absolutely, I'm running Empower. And it's going to constantly be generating energy for him, allowing him to keep firing off his skill at the enemy, reducing their attack ability and doing them tremendous damage and hitting them all at once. If I'm not running that, I'm running maybe a survival in certain circumstances, but typically in the game modes I use him, Empower is a great pairing for him. As far as his equipment, I got a Victory Lunge. I've got some dodge, a little bit of health, and a little bit of accuracy. And I'm loving this build on him. Keeps him out of trouble, but when he is in trouble, it keeps him alive. At Breakthrough 20, he's coming in at about 29,000 damage, about 760,000 health, 3,000 accuracy, 3,700 dodge. I'm not interested in crit on this guy. He's not somebody that I would choose to make a crit hero. I'm really looking for his ability to do all those 5 other things. Let's see here. We've got, how many did we go through? We went through Commodora. Let's do a review. Commodora. We've got Demogorgon, Pumpkin Duke. We've got Anubis. We've got our friend Gunslinger. Gunslinger is a hero that is going to be 4 heroes in one. That's what you want her for. She puts out 4 copters, or 3 copters, and her own attack. She reduces the energy of the enemy. She has a global attack. She's able to attack anybody on the board with her copters. She is an amazing hero. I have Sacred Light 99% of the time. Extra health, damage reduction. Keep her alive. Keep her out of danger. Keep her in the center of your base. I love the Boss 5 battle. I use her all the time for Boss 5, and that is the only reason that I have Scatter. I would not recommend it for any other reason other than if you like to try to get a high score against that squirrely boss. I'm always pairing her with Persilot. Persilot reduces the energy regeneration rate of the enemy. Now, the energy that the enemy gains isn't as high. Gunslinger reduces their energy with her Scatter from her copters, thereby the energy that they have is reduced. Both of these things pair very, very well. So I'm always running her with that. Nice and simple, user-friendly. I'm always running her with a survival. That's the one thing she's missing. She can't heal herself. Well, now she can with survival. I run the Victory Lunge. I like the fact that when enemies come closer, they are getting some reflect damage. But it's not so much damage that she's doing that she ends up necessarily killing herself on an Atlantic course all the time. I've got her some dodge and some health. Keep her alive, keep her out of trouble. Let's take a look at her attributes. About 28,000 damage. She's going in and about 700,000 health. 2,000 accuracy, real nice high dodge rate. I want to keep her copters out on the board. That's what's most important. Not Gunslinger herself, but the copters that she generates. So she is great for high scores. She's great for any damage cap boss modes or goblins where you need to hit with multiple heroes simultaneously. She's 4 in 1. And last of our 6 for today, out of the Evil 18, we have ourselves Skeletica. And this boy, if properly built, I think can really make a difference. I think if you keep him in a defensive build, like a Sacred Light, extra health, damage reduction. I would even, if you had a Scorch, also a wonderful talent to pair with him. But keep him alive. I have a 9 Flame Guard. That is from the prior Warden challenge that I engaged in. I would not recommend Flame Guard on Skeletica in any way, shape, or form. Okay, I would recommend Sacred Light, maybe something like a Scorch, maybe something even like a Bulwark, a little extra health, a little extra damage. Maybe a Zealous Drive, where you get a little bit of everything, and with a range increase as well. Nice hybrid talent. These are great to have. I believe I had a Zealous Drive on him prior to that Warden challenge. As far as the pet, I'm always pairing him with as Little Havoc. Little Havoc pairs very well with Skeletica. Skeletica is taking the buffs away from the enemy, and Havoc is reducing their attack, reducing their attack speed. It does a really nice job with his inherent abilities. Running him with Sacred Light, he heals, but now he has a chance to heal twice. I'm running him with a Burning Plate. That was because of the Warden challenge. Prior to this, I had a Victory Lunge, and I would still recommend that. I'm not at a point where I'm going to change it back right now. I'm going to see how it goes. I don't know if they're going to be repeating Wardens. Who knows? So I'm going to keep that Burning Plate on him for now. But typically, I would recommend something like a Victory Lunge. Oh, it's always working. It's not like a Forest Ward where you only get a percentage chance for it to work. Victory Lunge is always working. And as far as his traits are concerned, I've got him dodged out as much as I possibly can, okay? As much as I care to do. And I want to keep him out of trouble and keep him firing from a distance. It's a good guy to put in the middle row, good guy to put in the back row, good guy to come in, swooping in after the heroes that can take more damage, like Anubis. After they make their initial contact, then Skeletica comes swooping in. These are the 6 that we are looking at today. You see 28,000 damage, about 800,000 health. Look at his dodge rate, 5,000. So he's a terrific hero. Still one of the best of the game. Still one of the Evil 18. We looked at the first 6. I'm going to look at the next 6 in the next installment, and I'm going to catch you on the next video. I'll see you. Bye-bye.